Guinto Bros, always starring Jericho's.
Welcome to the Guinto Bros podcast. My name is Car Guinto, and here with me today is Kendall Guinto.
I'm back again. How's everyone doing?
Sup. This podcast is for the politically incorrect, ignorant, or downright stupid commentary by the Guinto Bros and the few that roll with us. So for today's episode, we're discussing the 90th Academy Awards, or the Oscars, taking place tomorrow, March 3rd. March 4th, actually. And we're going to do some predictions and discussions. Kendall, how are we going to do this thing?
Yeah, so how we're going to do this is we're going to make our predictions on what we think is the 9 main categories.
And pretty much what categories we actually know about and have seen movies of.
Yeah. So the 9 categories that we're going to do in this order will be, the first one is Best Animated Feature Film, Best Original Screenplay, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, and finally, the granddaddy of them all, the Best Picture for films of 2017.
Right.
So how we're gonna do it is for each category or award category, we're gonna do what we think will win, what we think could win or like could steal that award from the particular film, and any snubs we think of movies or actors or actresses that should have been nominated for the Academy Award. So yeah, the first one is Best Animated Feature Film. The nominees for that category were The Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. So, Car, what do you think will win for this Best Animated Feature Film category?
So for this this award, I think Coco will win. They should win, and I think they will win. And for me, the snub for this category is the Lego Batman, which was a phenomenal movie and one of the best Batman movies ever, I think. And that's the only snub I feel for this category.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think Coco is like the unanimous vote to get this award. I don't think any other animated films out of the 5 will take this. And yeah, I agree. Lego Batman was the only other, I would say, in 2017 and any other animated movie in 2017 that should have got nominated, and that was also a great movie as well.
Yeah, if that was nominated, I think it would have a chance of taking it from Coco. But then since Coco has a lot of backing of Disney and Pixar, they tend to vote for that company. Even though Lego Batman was actually one of my favorite movies of 2017.
Okay, yeah, so let's move on to the next category. So it's Best Original Screenplay. The nominees for that were The Big Sick, Get Out, Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. So what do you think? So what are your predictions for this category?
I think for me, I think Get Out should win because it was probably one of the most original movies ever I've seen. What I think is going to win is probably Lady Bird by Greta Gerwig.
Ooh, interesting choice.
Yeah. And what should win is Get Out as well. So Get Out for me is probably one of my favorite movies, and I think Lady Bird's a little overrated. So that movie even being and being the favorite to win, I think it's a little egregious, but yeah, that's just me.
And yeah, can you think of any snubs for this one, or is it kind of hard to
Original
determine?
screenplay? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to determine what like original is because it comes from a writing a writer or whatever that has never been produced before. So like when I see movies like The Big Sick, Get Out, and Three Billboards that are very original to me, and like you've never seen those kinds of stories before, uh, it's hard to beat that out of this category. While The Shape of Water and Lady Bird were stories that you've seen before in storytelling. Like Shape of Water is similar to like movies like Beauty and the Beast and uh, yeah. So for that particular movie, and Lady Bird is basically just like a really teen angsty movie about growing up, which like you've seen so many movies about. But yeah, Get Out for me, but Lady Bird I think will win.
Okay. Yeah, my prediction for this, I think for best original screenplay, I think Three Billboards will win, just because it did win best screenplay for the Golden Globes.
Yeah,
So I don't think Golden Globes has a lot of weight towards it also getting the Oscar, but I think it's still I say with like the voters, it's there's still part of it that's influenced by it. And yeah, after Three Billboards was just, yeah, it was a fantastic film, very original. Did not expect it to be that kind of story and that kind of performance from each or from the ensemble of cast in that movie. So yeah, I think that will win just based off of other awards it won for in other, yeah, other awards that it won for best screenplay. If I would pick another film that could steal that award away from it, I would say Get Out.
yeah,
Just because, yeah, that was something that came out of left field from first time director Jordan Peele.
yeah.
That you wouldn't expect him to create that kind of, I guess, like kind of like a thriller suspense type of movie mixed in with some comedic parts. But yeah, it was just, yeah, it was really original uh kind of movie. um yeah, and for snubs I can't really think of anything, just because it's kind of hard to say what movies in 2017 that were nominated in this that are considered original. So
Yeah, you'd have to do a lot of research to know what is original and what's adapted, right?
yeah.
So,
Okay. Next category is best adapted screenplay. So the nominees are Call Me by Your Name, The Disaster Artist, Logan, Molly's Game, and Mudbound. So what are your predictions?
what I want to win is The Disaster Artist. What I think will win, it's a toss up between Call Me by Your Name and probably Mudbound. I think yeah, Call Me by Your Name might win because I think that was a well respected book, and now there's a movie. It's also well respected as well. And I had the for and I think Disaster Artist will lose solely on the situation James Franco is in right now, since he was the director and producer of the movie and star, and all the stuff he's going around dealing with the today in the news. I respect that Logan got nominated because since it is based on a comic book, uh, getting that kind of recognition from the Oscars is a big deal for me and others that like really crazy into comics, comic book movies, and animated and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just think that Disaster Artist will lose slowly on that. It's hard to put a book based on a biography, basically, and putting it on screen and still making it super entertaining. So yeah, I think Call Me by Your Name will win, and Disaster Artist will lose from those circumstances.
Yeah, I kind of agree with your prediction. I think it's either. I think the front runners for winning this would be either Call Me by Your Name or Mudbound. But who I would want to win though would be like if Disaster Artist or Logan ended up stealing that award, like that'd be amazing. Just because
Yeah.
I really love those films. Like those two were in my like top 5 movies of 2017. So yeah, I would be really excited and surprised at the same time if they end up winning one of those two, like Disaster Artist or Logan ended up winning it. But if I put like a bet on it, I would say Call Me by Your Name or Mudbound.
Yeah, a lot of award shows, especially the Oscars, are political in their picking of awards. And if it fits the narrative of what's going around at that time, they'll pick that movie for sure. So,
Okay, let's go on to the next one. So, Best Supporting Actor. The nominees are Willem Dafoe for the Florida Project, Woody Harrelson, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Richard Jenkins, The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer, All the Money in the World, and Sam Rockwell, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
so for me, I think Sam Rockwell will win because he won the Golden Globe and he's been sweeping a lot of other awards for the past season. What I think should win would be Woody Harrelson in the same movie. I thought he was a little bit better and his story arc was a lot more enticing, even though he's not in the movie as much as Sam Rockwell. The snub for me in this category is obviously Patrick Stewart from Logan. I thought it was one of his best performances ever. Not even just in a X-Men or Logan movie. And the only reason I think he didn't get nominated was because Logan is a comic book movie and not a lot of comic book movies do get nominated for any of these categories. And yeah, their only nomination is for Best Adapted Screenplay. And so they're giving comic movies a chance, but then they're slowly including them in this kind of award show. So, yeah.
Would Woody Harrelson in War of the Planet of the Apes would be considered
Supporting? Yeah,
supporting
of course.
too? Yeah, because I thought he was really good in that movie too.
Yeah. But yeah, Planet of the Apes, like we said, is like one of those pop culture popcorn films that like big audiences watch, and Oscars aren't for that. A lot of things you care about in the Oscars are really independent movies solely based on performance and story.
Yeah, and I think it also got this War of the Planets got mixed reviews, even though I thought it was
Yeah, it was
incredible
awesome.
film.
Right.
So, yeah, for this category, I think Sam Rockwell will most likely win this just because he has been just taking this award and all other awards like Golden Globes, SAG, Writers Guild, and etc. He's just been sweeping that. If I were to say someone to steal this award away from him, I think there was a lot of buzz with Willem Dafoe in the Florida Projects.
Yeah.
That could win this Best Supporting Actor award. For snubs, like we mentioned, I think
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart for Logan was really good. Man, even this would be a surprising pick, but even like Jamie Foxx in Baby Driver.
Oh yeah, well, we know. I know.
But yeah, we know the reason why
yeah,
Baby Driver is not
will
getting.
get nominated at all, even though that was one of our favorite movies.
Did they not get nominated for like score or anything?
They might do sound editing because it was that movie had like obviously great sound editing or something.
Yeah, best sound editing and sound mixing it got nominated.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense why they got nominated. But they're not gonna do it for actors since what happened with this, what's going on with the situation with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, so that makes sense. But yeah, that would be like an outside pick for, or a snub for best supporting. Even though all five of these, like you can't go wrong with any of these five nominees.
Right.
Like they all did pretty good. Christopher Plummer, that one's kind of questionable, I think.
Yeah, well, I thought he was great in the movie. Like
He was good in the movie. I think
probably
I probably would have put Mark Wahlberg instead of Christopher Plummer. I liked his performance better than Christopher Plummer in All the Money in the World.
I get. Yeah. Well, Mark Wahlberg, I don't know. I guess it's a little political with that movie as well.
Yeah.
With the Kevin Spacey situation.
Yeah, that's another one because you could have he could have been in this category, but obviously the all the new allegations towards him, they can't really put him in that,
and they won't.
Yeah. Okay, so next one is Best Supporting Actress. So the nominees are Mary J. Blige in Mudbound, Allison Janney, I, Tonya, Leslie Manville, Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf, Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer, The Shape of Water.
So I think Allison Janney, I feel, is gonna sweep any supporting actress award. I think she has actually, but yeah, I think she will win, should win, and I personally want her to win because even with her small appearance on screen in that movie, she was probably the best part of that movie. She's, even though it's like a really extra, like the character she played was really, really extra, and it's like sometimes when you see her in that movie, it's like this can be a real person, even though it's based on a biography about Tonya Harding. But yeah, Allison Janney put on a a great performance, enough that she should win this award. And I think her only competition is Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird, but I personally do not like that film. I think it's a good film, but I don't think it's good enough that it should, like, personally be even nominated, because I thought it was really, I've seen this kind of style of movie, I thought it was pretty basic, and none of them, even though Laurie Metcalf stood out, I don't think it was enough to garner, like, being one of the best performances. So yeah, that's just me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I just I guess repeat the same as you. I think Allison Janney will get this award. If there's anyone to take it from her, I would say Laurie Metcalf.
Yeah.
Just because in Lady Bird, I think out of all the cast there, I think she had the best performance.
Yeah, she was
in
definitely
that
the
movie.
best for sure.
Yeah. And I didn't really like that movie that as much as most people thought of it, or it got highly praised by every critic and the general audience of it being an amazing movie, but I did not think it was that good.
Yeah.
For snub, I think the only one that comes to mind would be like Daphne Keane and Logan.
Daphne Keane and Logan, that's one, and I think in The Big Sick, whatever her name is, the other girl, the main, I guess the main lady in that movie, I thought she was particularly great in that movie.
Kazan?
Zoe Kazan, yes, she played the girlfriend / whatever in that movie. I thought she was very, very good in that movie, and that movie in general should be nominated way more for acting categories.
Do you think she should have been for leading actress, or is she more of a supporting?
She's supporting because, spoiler, she's like in half of the movie, less than half of the movie.
You can even put her Holly Hunter, her mom as well.
Oh yes, Holly Hunter. Oh yeah, Holly Hunter. Actually, Holly Hunter should have got that role instead of her. Yeah, she was so good in that movie.
She was really good. Even Ray Romano was good
Yeah.
even for like supporting. But
Right.
yeah, there's just only so many. Yeah, you can only have five nominees for these categories, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, the big six should have been nominated all around for each member of that cast.
Yeah.
Like Camille should have got nominated. Zoe, Holly Hunter, Ray Romano should have got nominated.
Yeah, that's a big snub. The big sig, like none of the individual categories.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies. It's actually my fourth best movie of 2017.
Yeah.
And yeah, they should have gotten nominated.
Okay, so yeah, now it's the leading actors and actress categories now. So we'll do best actress category. So for best actress, we got Sally Hawkins, The Shape of Water. Frances McDormand, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Margot Robbie, I, Tonya. Saoirse Ronan, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep, The Post.
So for me, I feel this will also be this. I think Frances McDormand should win, and will win, and I wanted to win because her performance was amazing in that movie. I think the only person that can get this from her would be Sally Hawkins from Shape of Water. I feel Sally was also great, and her particular character was, I guess if you see The Shape of Water, she's limited, and Sally Hawkins really performed like with her body and her emotions, really greatly. Is that a word? I don't know. But yeah, she should. If Frances doesn't win, Sally Hawkins should win. Again with Lady Bird, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. Saoirse Ronan, I think she was better in that other movie, the Irish movie, Brooklyn. And I don't feel she should have gotten nominated for this one in particular. So, for snubs, I really have no snubs for this category. I can't really think of one. If they really took a chance, they should have nominated Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because with the situation with the DC movies, cinematic movies, and the state the DC's in, and the predictions of how Wonder Woman would perform and how it would be, she crushed all that with her performance. She was like great, really great in that movie, and you had no idea she would be. So I feel like if the Academy wanted to really stand out, they would have nominated Gal Gadot, because I think she's particularly better than Saoirse Ronan, and doing action and drama and comedy should be a lot better than whatever Saoirse did in that movie. So that's for me.
Who will win? I think it's Frances McDormand. Yeah, I don't see. I think she's just the front runner, and I think it would just be unanimous vote with the voters for the Academy Awards. Who I think could take it from her I would say it would be either Sally Hawkins or Saoirse Ronan, even though I didn't really like her in that role, but she's been getting a lot of buzz, and she did win for Golden Globe.
Right.
Best actress for, what did they consider, musical and comedy? Was she in that?
Yeah,
in that category.
If there's humor in any movie in the
they would just put it.
They would put it in a comedy section, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, even though it's just like it's just coming of age.
Yeah, it's just life. You mix comedy.
Yeah.
You mix drama. You mix whatever action. I don't know. So.
Snub. The only one would be again Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman, because that performance was surprisingly it was just really good, and that movie itself was no one expected it to be that good, considering the reputation the DCEU has with critics and the general audience. So yeah, so that's mine. Frances McDormand for Best Actress. So yeah, the next one is Best Actor. We got Timothy Chalamet for Call Me by Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread, Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out, Gary Oldman for The Darkest Hour, and Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel.
So for the actor, I think will win is Gary Oldman. Should win is not even nominated. I think James Franco from The Disaster Artist should win this category. He's snubbed for obviously the particular reasons of what's his situation right now in Hollywood. He played Tommy Wiseau it's based on the movie The Room, and he did such a phenomenal job. You thought he was actually Tommy Wiseau. So if you've seen both those movies, I think you would. I hope you would agree that his performance was really out there, but also really great. And I feel the other person that could win this, if they really want to ride this whatever's going around in Hollywood, is I think they should give it to Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out. He really obviously he was the best performance in that movie, and with Get Out being a fresh new take on horror and having a black lead actor based on a movie about race in the 21st century, they should give it to him to support that idea. And he's great, so yeah, Daniel Kaluuya for that. There you go. That's for me.
So I think Gary Oldman will most likely win for this. I think it's a combination of just his performance in that movie and him just transforming into being Winston Churchill. Like he doesn't you couldn't even tell, like when you watch the movie, you couldn't even tell that was Gary Oldman inside of that.
Yeah.
I guess costume or whatever, or makeup underneath that. Who I think could take it from him. There's been a lot of buzz with Timothy Chalamet from Call Me by Your Name, possibly winning that award. If this was like a fan favorite kind of vote, it'd be like Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out, just because his performance was amazing in that. Snubs, you could go, James Franco would be a snub for me. You could also say Hugh Jackman for Logan.
Yeah. This is the year Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Logan should have got nominated.
I think he could have even got nominated for, well, I guess you could say maybe Greatest Showman.
That has a lot of buzz, that movie.
Greatest Showman has a lot of buzz, so he could have got it nominated for either of those movies. An outside of the box one would be, that's like definitely went under the radar, would be James McAvoy.
Split. Yeah, they're not going to give a horror movie a nomination.
Yeah, and I also think because it came out in January of 2017, and most of the Oscar season or Oscar awards take place later on in the year.
Yeah, the fourth quarter of the year.
Yeah, but his performance there, like playing how many different roles?
I think
and personalities.
He played a lot of different personalities, and they all seemed a lot different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big snub of course, but how Oscars work, if you're not really nominated in the last quarter of the year, you're probably not. And the reason Daniel Kaluuya got nominated, even though that came out in February of 2017, is because how transcendent his performance and Get Out is in the culture.
Yeah.
So that's a big reason why.
Yeah, that definitely got more buzz than Split, and Split was a
That was a great movie.
Was a great movie, and that kind of brought M. Night Shyamalan back
from the dead, basically.
Yeah, back to the forefront of Hollywood. Yeah. So those would be our snubs. So yeah, next category is Best Director.
Best Director.
We got nominees are Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk, Jordan Peele, Get Out, Greta Gerwig, Lady Bird, Paul Thomas Anderson, Phantom Thread, and Guillermo del Toro, The Shape of Water.
Yeah, I think will win and should win is Guillermo del Toro. That movie is I think that movie's great. We actually just finished watching it again for me and the first time for Kendall. And just how the combination of everything, sound, music, acting, how the cinematography, costume, set design, everything was very, very good. And Guillermo, as a director, put that all together for the picture, even with the editing and the vision of the movie. And I feel he should win this category after many years in directing in Hollywood. My only other threat to him would be Jordan Peele or Greta Gerwig again, because these Jordan Peele for being a first-time director, and him and the movie and the cast transcending or bringing a new light to horror and Hollywood films in general. And I think Greta Gerwig, because while I have no problem with this, a lot of it is like, hey, let's push female directors and female actresses to be forefront. And I think if their Academy Awards want to be kind of bold, they will give it to her, even though I think that movie's a little overrated. But my snubs for this, I really don't have any. Whoever the director of Big Sick is should have got nominated.
I think it's Michael Showalter.
Yeah,
I just searched it up, but yeah.
Yeah, directing comedy is very difficult.
Yeah,
and having a movie that's even close.
Well, it's also based on their story, right?
Yeah, Camille's and his wife's story, and having comedy work like that and still be like, hey, this movie should be nominated. I feel like that movie should have got more buzz, especially in every category, including Best Director. For Logan, what was his director's name? James Mangold. And James Mangold for that movie, Logan, and who's Wonder Woman's director?
Patty
Jenkins, yes. They should have got more love too. They have I think taking out Greta Gerwig and Paul Thomas Anderson, I feel they could take those spots as well. Yeah, directing action is a lot more difficult than, I don't know, just seeing people talk. No offense, but yeah, I think they should have got more love, and those are my only snubs.
Do you think Best Director should go hand in hand with, like, for a number of nominees as Best Picture? Because Best Picture has 9 movies nominated for it, and Best Director only has
the 5.
5, and like we said, with those number of snubs that we thought could have gotten nominated for Best Director, like, you could have just added 4 more, and people wouldn't be complaining about these snubs, these directorial snubs, right?
Yeah. Well, another snub for me. Well, I agree with that. I think they only extended the Best Picture so more people can have their movie say, hey, I was nominated for an Oscar. I think that's the only sole reason. Because while I think a lot of movies do deserve to be nominated, a lot of movies should not. So, like, Logan should have got nominated and whatever.
Yeah,
The Big Sick.
Even Martin McDonagh didn't even get nominated for 3 Billboards.
3 Billboards, yeah. So I think they keep a little prestige to Best Director, And of course, another snub. Well, I should mention is James Franco for the Disaster
Oh yeah,
Artist.
yeah, that's a good one.
Like we mentioned before, with this situation, they weren't gonna give it to him, but him being the lead actor, director, and it really should have got nominated, and even should have won because that movie was one of the best movies I've seen in 2017. So there you go.
Yeah. For best director, I think Guillermo del Toro will win for Shape of Water. Just because I'm pretty sure he's won the best actor category in Golden Globes and the SAG Award and other movie
So he's
awards.
just the favorite.
Yeah, he's just the favorite. Who I think could take it would be. Yeah, I'm actually not. I wouldn't even be surprised if Christopher Nolan could get it for Dunkirk.
If you see Dunkirk, that movie's what you watch that movie for is the directing, it's the way he moves the camera and the shots he uses, is just on a whole other level.
Yeah,
for directing
with like limited dialogue too.
With limited dialogue, a lot of scenes are just background sound and silence. And if you want to give it to Nolan, I wouldn't mind because he is a very great director.
Yeah, kind of based on you can give him like pretty much based on his legacy. Because I don't think he's won a Best Director award for the Academy Awards, even though he probably should have won 4 previous movies.
Yeah, he should have won for I think Inception, Dark Knight in particular. Those movies he should have won for Best Director.
Yeah, for sure. Snubs. Well, obviously, like James Franco, James Mangold, Martin McDonagh could have.
Yeah, for 3 Billboards, and even
Patty Jenkins.
Split.
M. Night.
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night. You could even get like Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright for Baby Driver.
Yeah. Actually, there's a lot. Like you could even just even like Steven Spielberg. Like you could have just like gave the 9 that were nominated for Best Picture. Like each of those directors should have been just nominated for Best Director as well. So could have just done that. But.
Yeah, a lot of our snubs is like they're movies or actors that don't fit the political scene going around in Hollywood and being just make the Oscar feel right, if that's a good word to use. But yeah, seeing James Franco and comic book movies not being nominated, or what we call genre films, so like horror, action, etc. So yeah, that's my stuff for that.
Okay, and last but not least, so Best Picture for the Academy Awards. We got 9 nominees, which are Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
So out of these, 9? I think it's either Shape of Water or 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Who has the edge though?
The edge for you? I think Shape of Water does because it has a definitive ending, and with 3 Billboards, like it kind of leaves a lot of things open, and you want to see more.
Yeah, I think it got mixed reviews for the end scene.
Ending.
Yeah, so I don't think some people liked it or were fine with it. Others didn't like it. That
you either accept it. It's the whole movie is like if you accept the ending, and it works for you, then it's a great movie. If it doesn't, then it's not.
Or you kind of just make your own ending of what happens next.
Yeah. So I think Shape of Water will probably win because that movie stands out of the rest, and I think Get Out would have, if we're writing the like movies like Black Panther and Get Out, which has Daniel Kaluuya in both, they should give Get Out a recognition because I thought out of all these, outside of The Shape of Water, I think Get Out should win. and I like that movie better than Three Billboards in particular.
That'd be like the surprise win of the night if Get Out wins best picture.
Yeah.
But it does have a lot of buzz, so you never know. Like I'd be shocked, but at the same time, I'd be like, that's awesome if Get Out ends up winning best picture.
Yeah, so the Academy would have to be bold to give that to Get Out, because like it's one of my favorite movies of the year, and fits in both the Academy Awards style of nominating and pop culture style of, you know, just liking movies, right? Snubs for me, obviously, like we mentioned before, Logan,
Yep. Disaster
Artist, Big Sick,
Wonder
Woman, even Blade Runner 2049. I thought was an awesome movie.
Yeah. Oh, did you say Baby
I
Driver?
think Baby Driver again, and then I think those movies really should have been nominated. I really didn't like Lady Bird. Darkest Hour was kind of boring.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The Post. I tried watching, couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, so like they should really put movies that are actually entertaining into this kind of category.
And they could have used the full 10 because they have between 6 to 10 nominees for Best Picture now.
Yeah, exactly. And
So
I think
they only had 9, so they could add one more.
Yeah, the Post was not made by Steven Spielberg, and people are gonna recognize him no matter what, even though if the movie's good or bad. I think so. Yeah, that's my pick.
Yeah, Best Picture, I think, based on other award shows, I should say, I think Three Billboards will win. I think just because they're sweeping the other award shows. If there was a film or two that would steal this award from it, it would either be Shape of Water or Get Out, just based on the buzz they're getting during this award season. And yeah, that's the only thing. And then we already mentioned our snubs already. So yeah, Three Billboards, I think we'll take home the best picture of the night.
Yeah, so the Academy Awards, they're hosted again by Jimmy Kimmel, and I feel like the show's gonna be extra funny this year with with Trump, the news of allegations with sexual harassment.
I think they're gonna play off of last year's fiasco with
Moonlight and La La
yeah,
Land.
the Warren Beatty thing, the saying La La Land, even though Moonlight was the best picture winner.
Yeah,
actually on the card. So yeah, they're probably gonna play off of that. Probably rip on, I guess, the accounting firm.
Yeah,
a little
so
bit.
they're using a new one this year to.
Yeah. The other one was what was it, like Price Waterhouse was last?
Yeah.
Last
there's
year's?
I don't know what they're using now, but it's not Price Waterhouse anymore. And they're gonna like the Golden Globe is gonna be super political as well, with all the stuff going around in Hollywood, and it's either gonna make it super uncomfortable to watch, like I felt uncomfortable watching Golden Globes, or really entertaining. So, but then we watch it every year anyway.
True. But I actually like Jimmy Kimmel as a host.
Yeah,
like, he did a really fine job last year.
Yeah.
But then I think obviously like it was going really well until the end part. But I think he kind of played it like he played it good. Like he played it cool. Like he kind of just made a joke about it at the end with the Best Picture controversy that happened on stage. Yeah. So I think opening scene they're probably gonna address that right away. Yeah. What happened last year, and then kind of just go for it. But I really like the segments he did and the monologue he did last year. So it should be a good awards night, I think, even though I feel that most of those major categories are obvious kind of picks already.
Yeah, and like with all the snubs that all the movies have for us, like we gotta accept that the Academy Awards won't do that, won't nominate those kind of movies for like the popcorn, super entertaining, actiony movies. But it's okay for us because we like Academy Award nominated style movies too. So it's all good. Anything else you want to mention or say?
No, that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna plug some of my social media stuff. So follow me on Instagram, Keeping Up with the Car, Snapchat, Karutrey, Karry, Uetrey. I'm also on Facebook, Guinto. You can follow Guinto Bros podcast on iTunes, Castbox, YouTube, Google Play Music, and if you want to go on our RSS feed, it's HTTPS whatever those two dots are called / gintobros.podbean.com/feed. So you can use that RSS feed to and plug it into your whatever podcast app you're using, and you can get our episodes. And this is episode 5 of the Guinto Bros podcast.
Oh yeah, let me add. Comment or give us suggestions on certain themes.
Yeah.
For future podcasts that you want us to talk about.
Yeah, you can DM me. I'm gonna be posting a bunch on social media just to advertise and market the podcast. Yeah, you can ask questions or send DMs on if you want to be on. If you want to sponsor, hey, we have like 5 episodes now, so we're really pushing our content. And yeah, do suggestions. Ask if you want to be on. We're not really gonna take your criticism because this is how we talk. So fuck y'all.
It's it's more of just a conversation. So there's nothing really. I guess just like there's no professionalism. Like there's no like step-by-step kind of thing we do.
Yeah, while it's still structured, we just like having conversations about topics and whatnot. So
we don't really filter out anything, like in terms of how we speak.
Yeah, so with that, comment, like, download. This is the Guinto Bros podcast. Kendall, Car Guinto.
We out.